Hey boys and girls, the Junkman here with a video that some of you might just find useful. I've got an issue going on with my garage door. Let me show you what it is. When I raise this door, it's going to go up fine, but when I lower it, you're going to see something. Check it out. You see how it's sagging to the right of the middle? Now watch what happens when I lower it. So what it did was somewhere in this area here, it sags. And that's the popping noise, and you could see it sag and pop back into place as I raised it and lowered it. Now, the way a garage door is supported is by struts. Now, this is a long strut that supports the two middle sections of this door. There's one down here at the bottom that supports this end, and then there's one at the very bottom that supports this end also. Now at the top, okay, I'm using a DJI handheld camera holder. It's a what do they call them? Oh geez, how do I forget the name? But it makes holding your camera real easy and fluid and all that stuff. But I don't exactly know how to use it, so I'm having a little trouble. But here's one that supports the top half, and it's dead in the middle of the door. And then up higher, I have one that, let me work my magic here. There we go. It like supports that little section. And these struts, and there's one at the very top that keep the door from popping and bending like that. And these things will keep your door working like it's supposed to do, and extend the life of the door. So you need those struts for that purpose. The problem I'm having is I don't have any support from here all the way across to here. And that's roughly 8 feet. I've got a 16-foot door. So I've got to support this section. So what I did was I went to a online company called 5 Star Doors. And let me show you what I purchased. I purchased an 8-foot strut, and it comes in 3 pieces. So there are 3 pieces that make up this 8-foot strut, and that short piece in the middle is what connects the struts together. So the struts look to be about 4 feet each, and they're connected by a 3-foot centerpiece. So what I'm gonna do is install this on my door and see if I can't solve my issue. It comes with screws. It also comes with a driver to drive these bad boys, and for some reason they did not send that part to me. I'm gonna have to get back to them. I mean, I've got sockets that I can use, but it's kind of a stinker, because these are self-tapping screws, and I could use my handheld drill to drill the holes that I need for these screws to go in without any issue. Now I'm going to have to drill the hole with the drill bit and then put the screw in there. So it's kind of an inconvenience, but that's what it comes with. But yeah, so I'm going to get this going here. I'm going to first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install this middle strut, the short one, because I know exactly where it goes. And it's going to go, notice how the camera wants to stay on, I've got it set so it'll stay on whatever I'm focusing it on. And it's decided what it's gonna do. But I'm gonna put it, like here's the door, this is the entire door. Let me raise this up some, there you go. So I'm going to put it between the I'm going to learn how to use this thing. Yeah. Gimbal. This is what this thing is called, a gimbal. So I'm going to put it between the third and the fourth section is where I'm going to put this. So that is my project. And I'm going to turn this center focus thing off here, sort of quit doing that. But that's what I'm going to do. There's 4 sections, and I'm going to fix it so that the 2 end sections, so there's the rail that the door rides on, and this section and this section, because the door is bending right here. So I'm gonna install the middle piece strut right here on this bolt. And for some reason, my bolts are not tight, which is why I ordered new ones. And even up here at the top, I took that one out because I could just spin it and spin it and spin it and it wouldn't do any good. So, I mean, these feel like they're on there tight, but I'm gonna have to replace those. And I thought I ordered some extra bolts for that reason, but we'll see. We'll get this project going here. But I'm gonna install the center strut right here. And I think it's pre-drilled, so I can take this bolt out, put the piece up, and then bolt it back in there. And then lining up the end pieces is relatively easy. And let me see here, I'm gonna manually turn this. Well, I guess I'm not, it doesn't wanna turn. Let me see here, let me see if I can do this. No, it doesn't wanna move. From the end of the door over here, going 2 sections. Oh, wow. The camera just did an upside down flip there. Let me see here. Oh, golly. I've got chaos going on here. Okay, let's see. I hope that's right side up. If it's not, I'm going to have to edit the video. But yeah, from here, that's 4 feet and then 8 feet. So like I said, I have a 16-foot door. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to install that 8-foot strut. They even have 16-foot struts. But this is the only section that's bending, so I'm going to do the 8-foot and be happy with it. Because I know that's going to fix the problem. So if you got saggy doors, you know, this is how you fix your saggy door problem. And that's what we're about to do. So let me go and put this piece in place, let you see what it looks like, and we'll take it from there. Here we go. All right, boys and girls, this is what I've done so far. Using the bolt that holds this hinge in, I've put it through the center hole that is already drilled on this puppy. And it's in there, and it's getting pretty snug. It's a whole lot more snug than the bolt that was in there. And then I'm gonna drill a hole here and put that into this piece here. And I gotta make sure it's level. I mean, I got it loose so that I can do that. But once I do that, so that's the 3-foot section. Now, let me say this. I'm kind of following the rules, and then I'm totally not following the instructions, not rules, the instructions on how to do this. Basically, I looked at the instructions, and I see what needs to be done, and I'm just doing it my way. So it comes with instructions. It tells you how to do this. But you know how we men are, and I can't see them little instructions all that great. I don't feel like enlarging them on my computer and all that stuff. So I got a basic understanding of how this goes. So I'm going to put the 2 4-foot pieces, it says 3/8 apart here. And the way it's going to work, I'm going to drill a hole, I'm going to mount this, make sure it's level, get my level out, and make sure that it's level. And then if you look at the, pardon me, if you look at the end of this, you'll see, now you see what that looks like. And then you come over here and look at the end of this. Oh, there it is. You'll see that these 2 pieces overlap. Let me take you over here and let you see. So these pieces overlap like so. See how this goes in there? It overlaps like so. And then at this end, there's a hole already drilled for that nut right there, or that screw. So when I line this up and I get this, that's why I'm not even bothering to measure. What I will do is then, with these 2 pieces on top of each other, I'm gonna make sure that's right. I will then drill a hole, or a couple of holes, and mesh these 2 pieces together. And if I got it right here and on the other end down there, then I know my spacing there is going to be perfect. So this is what most people will try to put it together first, and then you'll be slightly off, and that sucks. So I'm going to make sure that I get my 2 endpoints perfectly centered, and that's already screwed to the door. So then it'll be perfect. And then all I got to do is put these 2 pieces together, drill holes on the top all the way through to the bottom so that the pieces stick together. That's what's going to hold them together. And that's going to support this part of the door, which is sagging. So let me go get my level so that I can make sure that that's straight, drill my hole. And these self-tapping screws, man, if that daggone bit that I ordered, if they would have sent that, it would have made this whole so much easier. But okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Let me go get my drill. I'm gonna use my hammer drill. I ain't even gonna mess around with any other drill. Let me get these holes drilled and we'll take it from there. Here we go. All right, boys and girls, let me show you what I've done so far. Instead of breaking out the level and going through all that headache, what I did was I took my 4-foot piece and I came down here. I want you to notice which screw I took out. I took out on this bracket, let me see here, let me get where y'all can see it. On this bracket, I took out the top. I didn't go down here to this bottom, because if I go to this bottom one, as the door is going up, this piece is gonna rub against the hinge, I think, and really cause a whole lot of damage and making a whole lot of noise and stuff. So I went to the top one of the hinge, and the hole was already drilled in this piece here. See the hole at the top there? See, that hole's already there. So what I'm gonna do is there's a hole up here already. I can feel it. And let me see if I can see. Yeah, it's almost, I might have to loosen this one up a little bit down here so that I can get that perfectly centered. But the main thing that I'm doing is I'm ensuring that this is going to be perfectly level, because I'm going to put the other piece over here on this end. And then once all of that lines up, I know it's perfectly level then. And then at that point, I'll put the top screw in here where I got to drill. And then I'm going to drill, like they put a mark here. They marked that. I'm going to drill a hole here, which will allow a screw to hold these 2 pieces together. And I'm gonna do that across this 3-foot span. So this 3-foot span will have screws in it to hold the 4-foot pieces to the 3-foot pieces, so that it's nice and snug and tight and supported very well. So I didn't even have to break out a tape measure or anything the way I'm doing this. And like I said, I'm kind of following the instructions, and I'm kind of not even remotely following the instructions. I just understand how this thing works and how it's supposed to be installed. And so I'm just kind of doing it my way because I'm kind of being lazy. And the garage is freaking hot. I'm out here half naked, and because it's a hot day outside, and I'm starting to sweat already. So now that I've got this piece on, I'm gonna put the other piece down here on this top screw of the hinge, and that's gonna line everything up perfectly. I ain't gotta measure nothing. The instructions don't say do it this way, but that's the way I'm gonna do it. And hopefully I'll have my gimbal under control. The nice thing about this gimbal is I'm holding it vertically right now. But when I rotate it 90 degrees, notice the picture doesn't rotate. This gimbal is smooth. It's by DJI. Got it off of Amazon. I'm gonna do, watch this, I'm gonna do a 180 degree rotation. You can see the shadow. You can see the shadow as I'm rotating it. And notice how it stays real smooth. I'll put the model number in the video description, as well as the parts, you know, the place where I got these parts and all that stuff. So I'll put all that in the video description. But let me get this third piece on here and get that lined up, and then let you see what it looks like. Here we go. Okay, boys and girls, check us out. I've got this piece in. Notice I use the hinge screw, and it's perfectly lined up. Now, notice this is off center compared to this one up here. I've got enough room to drill a hole and mount this. I'm not worried about that. But that kind of throws me off. Let me see something here. Yeah, they're off centered over here too. It's kind of weird. You know, it might be a case of this piece is supposed to be on the other side. Let me see. Nope, they're both like that. So, okay, well, whatever. So now, it said that these are supposed to be, I believe it said 3/8 of an inch. As you can see, that's way more than 3/8 of an inch. So if I had done it the way the instructions say, I don't think this would have turned out right. I could tell you that this overlap here would be different. But if I was trying to take this strut the whole length of the door, since the pieces go over top of each other, that wouldn't matter. I could just keep adjusting because I've got this play with the 3-foot piece in the middle. So I've got that leeway. So what I'm gonna do, I've got the 3-foot piece mounted. So now all I have to do is hold this piece together. There's holes already drilled. And let's see, there's 3 there, there's 3 here. And so I will finish drilling those holes out, and then I will mount this piece and this piece. I'm gonna drill holes here and here, put those in there together. So that gives me, and I think I ordered extra screws. I think I did. But that's gonna hold this whole structure together. So now you see how the strut works. Now, let me say this. This stuff is way more stronger than this crap. This is what they standardly use on the door. That crap is worthless. This stuff is way more thicker. And I'm gonna have fun drilling through it, I think. We'll see. Yeah, this is gonna work out real nice. So this is how I'm going about it. There's other videos on YouTube that show guys doing this, and they're out there measuring and doing all kind of measuring, and I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing all that. You know, I was always good at figuring stuff out. That's one of my fortes. That's why I'm in the IT field, because I could figure out a whole lot. Figured out, I didn't know how to do an oil change on my Corvette when I bought it. I didn't know how to change the oil on a car, period. And now I done rebuilt the engine, did all kind of stuff. I'm good at learning, figuring stuff out. And so this is how it's going to look. And then, you know, the true tale of the tape is going to be when I raise this door again to see if it buckles. But just keep in mind that I took the 2 end pieces, I matched up this end bolt, and notice again, I did it on that top bolt of the hinge right there, top bolt. I matched up the middle part, top bolt again, top bolt, and then I matched up the end piece. Once you match those 3 pieces up, then the rest of it is butter. And as you can see, as I step back here, let you see how straight it is. You will see that it is straight as all get out. It is straight as all get out. I mean, there ain't no sagging, it ain't tilting no way. I'll put a level on it just to make sure. But as long as the pre-existing holes were straight, then this is going to be straight. So let me go ahead and get the drill out, figure out what drill bit I need. It says it in the instructions, but of course I'm going to drill a hole smaller than what the screw is, and then that way it'll hold together better. So let me get some drilling done, and we'll come back and take a look. Here we go. Okay, boys and girls, check it out. I got this puppy mounted up here. Somebody just set off one of my cameras. Got it mounted all the way across. So let me show you my screw holes. That one's mounted to the hinge, the top of the hinge. So I got that in. Notice where it stops. It's like almost dead at the edge there. And as I look at the track, there's nothing that it's going to hit. Nowhere. Nowhere up there. It's going to hit anywhere. So I got that. And then I got the centerpiece here, and both ends, top and bottom, are mounted to that center hinge, center head bracket. And the bracket is mounted to the door, top and bottom. Get my camera up under there. Yeah. Bottom and top. And it's, you know, it's mounted up here at the top and bottom. And then when I get all the way to this end, this is where, I mean, it's in there. It's got plenty of room on that edge. I got it mounted at the top and bottom. And like I said, if I was to take and wanted to go the whole length of the door, since these pieces overlap each other, that ain't gonna be no problem. I just have to drill a hole in the other piece. So now the only thing remaining is the holes that go through and further hold this center 3-foot piece to the 4-foot pieces. Now, they marked where I'm supposed to drill. However, because this ain't 3/8 of an inch, this hole here is missing, is barely missing this 3-foot piece. So all I gotta do is just move the hole over. You know, I'm just gonna put 3 bolts, 6 total, in there. And this thing's gonna be sturdy as an ox, man. It's gonna be sturdy as an ox. So let me do that. And again, just to refresh you on why I didn't do it the way they said do it with this 3/8 of an inch, because when I was mocking it up, it didn't exactly fit at the end down there. It was short. And so I had to expand that gap there just so it would fit perfectly. And cosmetically, I don't come out here and stare at the garage. You know, I come out here and stare at my Corvette maybe. Well, I don't do that as much as I used to either. I used to just come in the garage and sit and look at the car, but I've finally outgrown that. So, but I can't stress how much tougher this is than these flimsy pieces down here. I'm surprised these things even work. Maybe that's, I don't know. And I couldn't find these at Lowe's. You know, I seen videos of, hey, go to Lowe's and get a da-da-da-da. And Lowe's didn't have it. Home Depot didn't have it. I could have ordered it online, but I figured if I'm going to order it online, I may as well just order the real deal. You know, and I got to searching, and I found this place, 5 Star Doors. They got it to me relatively quick. I can't complain. They still didn't send me that daggone nut driver. That would have kind of came in handy, but okay. I got tools. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill. Like, I think I drilled this hole already. And when I do that, let me walk back over here and grab the long screw. It uses a longer screw than the standard. It turns out these garage bolts are a standard size. And I think it's a 7/16 or 11 millimeter. It's one of those two, because they both fit my those bits, and I can't really tell between the two of them exactly which one it fits. But I think I'm using 11 millimeter right now. But I've drilled a hole here, so I'm gonna start that puppy down in there. I'm gonna put 3 of them in on both sides, and then we're gonna open this door up and see what it does. So here we go. Hey, boys and girls, let me make sure that you all understand something. You get them up in there. You get 2 different screw links. Let me show you. All right. The short screw is a standard garage door screw. The longer screw that I'm using here, get in focus there, get in focus, there you go. That screw is what I am meshing the 2 brackets together with. So short screws, they're standard, they're all of them on the door are that length. What I'm doing with the long screws is meshing the 3-foot and the 4-foot sections together, because it's got to go through, all the way through, as you can see right there. It's got to go all the way through. And the short screw ain't long enough to do that. So I've drilled my holes again. That second dot is where they marked it, but as you understand, my space here is too wide, so that throws that off. So I adjust it in, and when I drill my holes, so that all 3 of the screws are going to go through both pieces. So let me put these 3 screws in, and we're going to raise this door and see what it does. Here we go. All right, boys and girls, let's check out the finished product. Probably hear the fireworks going off. It's the 5th of July. I don't know what these folks is doing. They're a little late. But I've got the bracket, the 3-foot bracket, bolted to the 2 4-foot sections in place. And just to recap, the way I ended up doing it is the first piece I put on was the 3-foot section using the top hinge bolt. I used that top hinge bolt, and that made sure it was centered between the 2 sections. It was centered there. And then I took each 4-foot section and I started at the end and put that in, and then I went to the other end and put that in. That made sure that that was going to fit. I wasn't worried about measuring this, because if those 2 ends were correct, then it don't matter what this is. All I got to do is mesh the 2 pieces together and start putting bolts in there. So that's the way I did it, without using any kind of measure, without using a level to make sure it was level and all that stuff. I didn't do any of that. And as you can see, the space up under that is even all the way. It is perfectly straight with the door. So now the question is, will the door open and open correctly? Here's where we find out. Let me see here, adjust my picture there. I'm trying to back up and do this at the same time. There we go. All right. Let's see what she does. Now, opening was no problem. It's closing where the buckling happens. So as it starts coming down, I want you to look at that spot where I worked at the top. That's where it buckles, and it buckles pretty quickly. Here we go. That bad boy is quiet as a church mouse, not making all that buckling, banging, beating up sound. From what I understand, from what I've read, if you let your door do that long enough, you'll be buying a new door. That's the understanding I have. So when I read that, I was jumped online and I was I was ordering stuff left and right. I'm like, hey, I ain't trying to be buying a whole new garage door. Now, I fixed this door for like $100. You know, that's how much it cost me in parts. The garage door company wanted something like $400-500 to do this. And that was just labor. Then there was parts. My home insurance, they wanted $100 just to come out and look at the door and then figure out how much it was going to cost to fix. I fixed it myself. I used nothing but a socket set, a drill bit that would go through metal, and that's it. A drill and a socket set. It was 11 millimeter, I think is what I used. But the screws, they come labeled what they are. I just look at my tool chest and start fitting bits on there till it's snug and I know it'll work. And so that's all the tools that I use. And as you can see, it's quiet as a church mouse now. It opens the way it's supposed to. It is sturdy as all get out. These, I can bend those. This, forget about it. That ain't bending. That ain't gonna bend. That thing's solid as a rock. So if you got some saggy doors, I got the fix for you. If you got saggy drawers, I can't fix you for. You know, you're on your own with the saggy drawers. But if you got a saggy door, I got the fix for you. All right? Junkman here. And I'm signing out.